Hey guys, it's Brian here for the Horror Globe, and this is hopefully going to be the first of many reviews that I'm going to do on this channel. And the film that I want to talk to you guys about today is Warlock 3, The End of Innocence. Now this is the third and final film in the Warlock series. Now I really enjoyed the first two movies. The first two films starred Julian Sands, and he played the Warlock. But unfortunately, I guess Trimark didn't want to put out the money for him to come back for the third film, and they replaced him with Bruce Payne, who was the main villain in Passenger 57 and a direct-to-video werewolf movie called Full Eclipse. Now this film also stars Ashley Lawrence, and she was the star of the first two Hellraiser movies. In this movie, she plays an orphan who's in college, who finds out that she inherited a mansion. So she goes to the mansion to find out about her past. And of course the Warlock shows up. And she goes with her friends. She has 5 friends. And the Warlock is after Ashley Lawrence's character because he needs to sacrifice her so he can have his bride of damnation or something like that. But to do this, he needs to turn all her friends against her. And this is an okay movie. One of the mistakes of the first part was having the movie take place in one setting. This movie takes place in like an old mansion, whereas the first two Warlock movies were road movies, and the stakes were much higher in those movies. In the first Warlock movie, the Warlock was trying to end the world, and in the second one he was trying to open up some kind of gate so all evil can come into the real world or something like that. This one he's just trying to get a bride, and unfortunately that kind of cheapens the movie, and with it not really with it all being in one location, it kind of makes it kind of cheap and kind of like a slasher movie. Like, this is an okay movie to watch. It's just it's a shame that they put the Warlock tag on it. And Bruce Payne does do a good job taking over for Julian Sands, but Julian Sands had the role down pat. Another thing about this movie is that they killed off like the most interesting character pretty early on. Like Ashley Lawrence has a friend that's a witch played by Body Bliss, and she's on to Bruce Payne's character right from the very start when she meets him. And there's this a real weird rule in the movie where you can't give the Warlock anything, because once you've given him something, then he has power over you, and he uses it to corrupt the people. And she has a battle with him with magic and stuff, and which leads to like probably the best death scene in the movie for any of the characters. But unfortunately, I really wish she wouldn't have died so soon in the movie, because she was an interesting character and actually made the movie better for the scenes that she was in. Another thing too that I noticed from watching horror movies lately is it seems that the producers tend to pick one girl to do like a topless scene. And sure enough, one of her friends, female friends, has a couple topless scenes in the movie. And more interesting enough, Ashley Lawrence has a near topless scene. There's a scene in the movie because she goes to the mansion first, and she's in her nightgown in front of this mirror, and she starts removing her sheer see-through blouse, and then this scene goes on for about 2 minutes, and then she almost removes it, and then she closes it up and lays down in bed, which I thought was kind of amusing, because it's almost like a tease to the audience. It's like you think you're going to see something, and then you don't, which I thought was kind of interesting. This release has no special features on it, but I really wish it at least had a commentary, because I would really love to hear what the director had to say about this scene. Because I'm pretty sure that there was a battle over whether she do topless scene or not, and I think Ashley Lawrence was having nothing to do with it, and I think that was the compromise. So I don't know. My overall thoughts on this film is, had this not been a Warlock film, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. I thought it was a decent watch. Like, I wouldn't pay good money for this movie, but it's a decent watch. But it kind of made me wanted to watch the first two movies again, so I'm going to try to pick those up at some point. Thanks for watching the review, guys, and be sure to check out all the other Horror Globe members, which is TJ Pyramid, Night of the Creepy Monster Squad, Aaron Pin, and Falagar 517. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.